Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual cost for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 67-year-old male. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go directly to our website, and we've got these free quoters on just about every page. All you do is you select the state you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest rates. And what that will do is help you avoid those really expensive plans. You know those ones that offer those really low prices, the low teaser rates. And then when you actually call them up, it's like way more coverage and way more premium than you ever thought it would be. And then you kind of feel like it's been bait and switch. We can help you avoid that stuff. So you can also call us 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you get the lowest pricing as well. Now, first thing you need to understand is a male age 67 looking for $15,000. You got to ask yourself, is that going to be enough coverage for your needs? Typically, that would fall under either cremation or burial. Now, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. If you're going to have cremation in some sort of ceremony, maybe a remembrance of life or celebration ceremony, probably going to be $3,500, $4,500. So typically we would recommend maybe $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage for that straight cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Maybe $7,000 to $10,000 if you're going to get cremated and have a ceremony. Now, the reason we get a little bit more than kind of insurance than we need right now is, you're 67. We're hoping you're going to live to 77, maybe 87. So we want to build some extra coverage in there, just in case you live a long time. But God forbid, if you died sooner than you thought, then you've got a little extra money there that could be used to pay for some other final expenses, medical bills, kind of maybe stuff like that. But again, then you've got a plan that's inflation-proof that's you're not going to have to worry about in the future. Now, if you're looking for a burial, we would typically recommend around, it depends on your needs. But the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is around $10,000. Now, that's if you died right now. And if you walk into most funeral homes in the United States with a $10,000 check, they will get things done. It's not going to be anything fancy, but they will get things done. It's hard to believe that they would say no and then just let that check walk out the door and walk down to one of their competitors down the road. I just understand. Again, it's not going to be fancy, but really for most 67-year-olds, 10,000 is enough right now, but it's not if you make it to 77 or 87. So we would typically help people with maybe $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And just understand that if all you can afford is $10,000 right now, get the $10,000. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, some people would say, hey, I want to get like 25, 30,000, whatever it would be. And they want to leave some money behind for kids or family member. Typically, we would recommend against that simply because most people we help are on fixed or limited income. And it's to their benefit to keep the premiums as low as possible and just take care of the burial or the cremation. If you've got the financial means to get more coverage, though, we can certainly help you out with that. That's we can get you good to go on that. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend plans with 2-year waiting periods at all. And we'll go over that in just a minute here. But yeah, first day coverage, what that means is hypothetically, if your policy was approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay the $15,000 or 10 or 15 or 20, whatever the coverage amount was. Yeah, even if it were just one day, they'd have to pay it out. And it's the best coverage out there. It's got the lowest pricing. But a lot of people would say, hey, I like the first day coverage, but I've got some medical problems, and I'm not even sure I'll qualify. And really our answer to that is, your health problems are not our problem, not your problem. And that's why we work with so many different insurance companies. They've all got different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And really 90 to 95% of the time we're getting people first day coverage or benefits. Really the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first day coverage or benefits is if you had like a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or if you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a nursing home or in a hospital or something like that. If that were the case, we would probably refer you out to a different insurance company. What seems to happen on a weekly basis as well is somebody will call and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week, and they didn't have insurance, and we don't have any money, and their body's at the funeral home, and the funeral director's not going to do anything until he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get a check in the funeral home director's hands. At which point we need to say, there is not a single insurance company in the United States that's going to pay out or issue a policy to a dead person. You have to be alive. And it's really sad that, the person who died, they knew they were going to die. They probably thought about taking care of this. They probably thought they had time, and then one day they ran out of time. But what a horrible legacy to leave behind that, every time your name comes up in the future, people are going to say they stuck us with this bill. He did, she did. And, we're still paying on it. After all these years, we couldn't even afford it, and now we had to do payment plans, and we're still paying on it, whatever it may be. But what a financial and emotional toll you will leave behind on folks if you don't get this taken care of. So don't be that person that does that. This insurance is affordable. If you can't afford everything you want, just afford what you absolutely need. And we can always help you add more coverage later too. So don't be that person. You want a better legacy than that. I have to imagine anyway. Now, we don't recommend the 2-year waiting period plans. Now, Colonial Penn, they're probably one of the, I guess, more well-known companies, I guess, right? They advertise a lot on TV for that $9.95 policy, which is a 2-year waiting period plan. You may not have known that. But there's other companies out there, too, that have 2-year waiting periods, like Mutual of Omaha, the United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, a bunch of other different companies. And, there's a lot of companies out there that have done a pretty good job of convincing the American public that if they're over age 50, the only thing they'll qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we say, don't believe such nonsense. We help people with first aid coverage all day long. So yeah, don't fall for such nonsense. Now, Colonial Penn, a 67-year-old male probably sees that $9.95 commercial and thinks, oh my gosh, I can get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then they talk with the Colonial Penn agent, or, they go on their website like we've done here for you and find out that a male age 67 for 1 unit of coverage for $9.95, that's only $802. I'm not even sure what $802 buys. I don't even think that's going to buy a cremation anywhere in the United States. But it doesn't matter because it's got a 2-year waiting period, and they're not going to pay out in the next 2 years anyway. So, yeah, you just got to watch it. A lot of people would say that there's companies out there that they'll offer a really low teaser rate, like $9.95, and they do that just to get you to call in and try to upsell you. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but, $802 isn't going to cover much. I guess it's a possibility that a company might try to upsell you. But let's see if we can't find out what $15,000 would be. Now, the thing with Colonial Penn is they max out at 15 units. So let's even see what that is. I'm not sure we can get up to $15,000 with Colonial Penn. Oh, look at that. $12,030. You can get that extra $30 on top of the $12,000. Reason it comes out with kind of wackadoodle numbers is Colonial Penn sells by the unit, not by the coverage amount. So a 67-year-old male can't get a $15,000 policy. They can't even get a $12,000 policy. They can only get a $12,030 policy. I don't know. I guess the $30 is kind of tipping the cabbie to get you to the funeral home. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's take a look at some first aid coverage and see what $15,000 would be, because I know we can get that through other insurance companies. So we've got $15,000 for a male age 67, and we're going to click get quote. Boom. And again, this is $12,000 for 150. We can actually get $15,000 for right around $87. I'm just going to round the numbers, but that's roughly $60 a month more. That's just easier math for me. Yeah, but $60 more a month. So, man, that's $720 a year more. And after 10 years, you have overpaid right around $7,200 more if you went with Colonial Penn versus First Day coverage. So one thing you got to keep in mind is, again, Colonial Penn's got a 2-year waiting period. Also, it's overpriced by about $60. I think it's $62, but right around $60. And you're going to overpay on that for the rest of your life. Now, with Colonial Penn, after 10 years, you'd overpay around $7,200, $7,200. If you lived another 20 years, you'd overpay right around $14,400 on a $15,000 policy. I mean, does that make sense? I'm not sure it does. I guess you can do the math, but boy, you can save a lot of money by going with a company. Level means First Day coverage, and we can save you a lot of money. We help people with this company, and they're a great company. They got great rates. They got flexible underwriting. Let's look at a couple other different ones here. This is 87. 87. This is 95. That's 7 times 12 is 56. That'd be an extra $560 after 10 years. You might go, that's not a lot, but you may as well keep the money in your own pocket. Let's look at another company here. You'll be able to see all these different companies. Oh yeah, here's Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, but ooh, look at that pricing. Ouch. Okay. And it is level coverage, so that's what we're looking for. But yeah, their pricing's higher. They've got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes and get the lowest pricing. May do a couple other things, but it costs more. They build that into the price. So this is roughly $114 versus $87. So I'll just round some number. I mean, that's roughly $30 more a month. I think it's like $27, but let's do this for easy math. That's around $30 more a month. That'd be an extra $360 a year. That would be, after 10 years, that'd be an extra $3,600. We'll knock a few off. So maybe $3,400. You got to ask yourself, is it worth paying a company an extra $3,400 to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple of other things that might only take an hour or so? A lot of people would say that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company, and I guess we would probably tend to agree. So what we've done at Funeral Funds of America is we've created a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website, print it out, and then you just fill it out. Who gets what goes where, and what you want done after you're gone. And once you're done with that, you just keep it with your insurance policy. And now when you pass away, your family members or loved ones goes to that spot, and you've not only protected them financially with the insurance policy, but emotionally with this funeral and estate planning guide, where you've laid out everything that's going to happen after you're gone. And what a wonderful gift of love to leave behind for your family. All they've got to do is execute your wishes. They will know that you were thinking about them in life, and they will know that you were thinking about them at a time when you would no longer be here, and yet when they would still need you, and you took care of them in life and in death. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. But you can't do that if you don't have insurance. So go over to funeralfunds.com. We've got these quarters on every page. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can get the most discounts and the lowest pricing there. You can also call 888-862-9456. We can help you over the phone, get you pricing. Our agents can do that. And whether you have an existing policy and you just want to price shop it to see if you got the best deal, or maybe add coverage to it, we can help you with that. Looking for a brand new policy, we can help you out with that. And even if you just have some questions or want some information, we can help you out with that. We look forward to assisting you with this and getting you the most coverage for the least amount of money, and most importantly, that First Day coverage. So we look forward to the day we can actually talk with you and help you out with this. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.